All right, welcome back, everybody. You know, if you spend any time at all in the kitchen, you're gonna get burned every once in a while. I know I have, doing the stupidest things, and that's what we're talking about today is what do you put on a burn? Do you put butter on it?
Butter or margarine? No, you don't put butter or margarine on the burns. And believe it or not, I still see people coming in with butter, margarine, toothpaste. That's the top one so far on burns.
But none of those do any good?
No, actually, they probably hurt you. You can buy some over-the-counter burn cream that works relatively well, or you can buy like a bacitracin ointment, and for most burns, that's all that's needed.
Oh, that's stuff that obviously you should have on hand.
It helps to have it on hand.
Yeah, all right, well, let's first of all talk about the different types of burns. If we could put the graphic up. The first thing, when we talk about kitchen burns, that's usually what's known as a first-degree burn.
Yeah, typically if you get splashed with hot water, pass your hand over the fire, grab something really quickly, it's a first-degree burn, and the skin's kind of red, and if you touch it, it turns white. That's called blanching.
Like the Dickens.
It hurts like heck.
Okay.
And those typically go away.
Sunburn also is usually...
Sunburns, right, our first-degree burns. And really the treatment for those is just running your hand under some cold water. Not ice cubes, but just put it under cold water and takes the burn away.
And that's
very
really
simple.
it. Okay. All right. And tell me again the products you have to have on hand to treat those kitchen burns.
Typically, like bacitracin ointment works phenomenal.
Bacitracin ointment?
Right. You can buy it over the counter. Any sort of antibiotic ointment that keeps the skin moist. Neosporin works great.
Oh, good. Good to know. I see. My husband told me that, and I didn't believe him. All right. Let's show the second-degree burn, and what are the symptoms associated with that?
Second-degree burns are ones where the skin is in contact a little bit longer with the hot object. And you can see there on the graphic, there's a little bit of a blister there. And typically, second-degree burns have that blister or have a blister that ruptures and all that liquid comes out of it.
Do you need to go to the doctor for that?
Not always. If they're small, you can typically take care of them yourself with some, again, antibiotic ointment. But if they're larger, if they're bigger than a couple inches either way, you probably need to be seen by somebody.
Do you have to cover it up, put a Band-Aid on it? Does that help, or should you let it air
If it's
out?
small, you let it air out with some ointment on, it's fine. If it's larger or if it's leaking that fluid that sits on top of it, you should cover it up to keep it nice and clean.
All right, now let's talk about those third-degree burns. This is really serious.
Those are the bad ones. Those are where your skin is burned all the way through down to the underlying tissue, the underlying fat or bone.
Obviously, get yourself to the hospital.
Get yourself to the hospital. In Phoenix, we're very fortunate to have Maricopa Medical Center, which is a nationally recognized burn center. And they basically specialize in taking care of people with large second-degree burns and even small third-degree burns. So most emergency departments in the whole state send their patients to Maricopa Medical Center if they do require that level of expertise.
And one thing that you mentioned was you wanted to address is a lot of burns that happen with children because parents are careless. I know one thing I tried to do once, and okay, don't write me letters about this, but I tried to finish dinner while I was holding Kate. A big mistake.
It is amazing. It's not even being careless. It's just trying to do too many things at once. It's leaving the lids of pots off, leaving the pot where the handles are pointed away from the stove.
And kids wander in.
And they grab it and pull it down.
Okay.
You know, if you're cooking and just push it to the back burner, you typically prevent a lot of things. And really just keep an eye on your kids touching hot things. Even microwave food can get very hot and scald kids.
Yeah, I wonder about that sometimes. You take food out of the microwave, it's scalding hot.
Yeah. You put it in your mouth and the cheese burns you.
It's bad. Oh, I hate, what about those mouth burns are the worst?
Those are the worst. Yeah, and tough to smear ointment on those.
Yeah, is there anything you can do?
Yeah, actually probably not. I mean, cold water to soothe the burn, and you know, typically they'll blister up and the blister will break and they'll heal. But
nothing worse than a burn.
They do hurt.
Yeah, or a hangnail, then when you pull it, you know, it's just
or a hangnail with a burn. That's the worst.
We don't even want to go there. That's a whole other
stop
segment.
about that, right?
All right. Well, thank you very much.
My pleasure.
Good to know. And tell me the name of that stuff I should have on hand one more time. Bacitracin ointment.
You got it.
Got it. All right. Thank you very much. Now